Hi, I'm worried that there's confusion about how to access the modules that you need to do to complete the course. Um, so this is a short video that is just meant to show you where the modules are, what I mean by the modules, and how they're organized. Um, so here I am on our course webpage, not the ReggieNet page, but the davidsanson.com page. And as I say on the ReggieNet page, and as I've said elsewhere, the main document you want to use for the online course is this guide document. I'm going to click on it. It has some warnings. It's not complete yet. Not all the modules are complete yet. I've added a table of contents so that you can make better sense of what's here in the guide. There is a schedule. The schedule is meant to give you a sense of what you should be doing each week. I am worried that right now, most of the class is not doing what they should be doing. Right now, you should be working through the sentential logic modules and starting to take those quizzes. Some people are doing that, but a lot of people aren't. I don't know if that's because people haven't been getting information about the course or struggling to figure out how to navigate all of the information, or if it's because people have the sense that they can put this off. If you put this off, it's gonna be a problem. You can't get this all done right at the end of the term. It's true that I've relaxed due dates. That's not to encourage you to just let it all slide. If you let it all slide, you're gonna fail the class. So you need to get working on this now. For this week, you should be, as I say, reading through about the amendments to the syllabus and working on the sentential logic modules. That was the schedule. The first module that you should be working through is the syllabus amendments module. Scrolling down, here is the syllabus amendments module. What I mean by a module is just the web page you get when you click on syllabus amendments here. There's also a quiz associated with the module. Quizzes going forward are 50% of your grade for this course, so you need to start taking these quizzes. You can also find a link to this quiz at the end of the amendments module. So each module, if it has a quiz, the quiz will show up here in the guide. There'll be a direct link to the quiz, and the quiz will also show up as a link at the end of the module. I am having drop-in virtual office hours during our regular class times. So far, only 2 people have dropped in. Again, I'm worried that a lot of you aren't yet paying attention to this course. When you do start paying attention to this course, please, please, please make use of those times. That's the one time that I'm setting aside. I'm setting aside a lot of time where I am just there. And if you want to work through problems, if you want to ask questions, we can do what we need to do. Highly recommend participating in that. So those are the schedule, the syllabus amendments, and the blurb about drop-in office hours. So the first set of modules are the sentential logic modules. I'm going to click on that link. The sentential logic modules, here they are in outline. There's some discussion about what they're about up above, but here is each module. There's a syntax and parsing module with a quiz, a symbols to English module with a quiz, an English to symbols module with a quiz, and so on. Not all modules have a quiz. Characteristic truth tables module reminds you, works you through how the characteristic truth tables work, but there isn't a quiz associated with that. But these next 2 truth table modules do have quizzes. And for derivations, I have a single derivations review page that has some homework exercises in it and points you to other old homework exercises that you might want to go back and work on if you didn't get them all. A lot of people didn't get those homework exercise points earlier on. And then there are 2 quizzes that are just listed here separately. So you can just click on those to get to the quizzes. The quizzes are also linked at the end of the derivations review module. Scrolling down, the rest of the class is going to be on predicate logic. And so there are these two collections of predicate logic modules. These have not been completed yet. If you click on them, the links are broken. My goal is by the end of this week, the week of March 23rd, to get as much of that up as possible, so that sooner rather than later, you can start working through that material too. Next week, I want you to start working through the predicate logic modules. So by next week, I expect you to have completed all of the sentential logic modules and be working on predicate logic modules. So they'll be there by next week for you to work through. I think that's all that I wanted to say. Oh, no, there's one other thing that I wanted to say. It's about Carnap. If you go to Carnap and you go to your user page, this is where you used to go to find homework assignments and so forth. So those old homework assignments are still there. There's also now a bunch of new stuff that will show up as assignments. Every document that is part of a module and every quiz, in order to make those available to you, I need to make them all into assignments. So they will all show up here under Carnap as assignments. Carnap's list of assignments is completely disorganized. There's no way for me to impose structure or organization upon it. It is not the place that you should go in order to have a ordered pathway through the modules. The place to go in order to have an ordered pathway through the modules is the online course guide. Click on the relevant chunk. Here is the pathway through the sentential logic modules, for example. But there is something on this page that is very useful. When you take a quiz, you don't get any immediate feedback on whether or not you got any of the problems right. So how do you know what score you got on a quiz problem? You have to come down to the bottom of this page to the section entitled Completed Problems. And then if you keep scrolling down, it will be broken down by assignment. For example, here I took the syllabus amendments quiz version 1. And the problems in that version, they're all called, right, each problem is called ASQ 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. If I took version 2, the problems would be numbered ASQ 2.1, 2.2, and 2.3, and so on. You can see that I got the first question correct. I got my 5 points. And I got the next 3 questions on that quiz wrong. So I got 0 points. I've also answered the first question on the first version of the Symbols to English quiz. I wonder if that's actually just wrong. Let's see. I'm going to reload this because I think it's got old data that relates to some. So I answered the first question from the first version of the syntax and parsing quiz, and I answered it incorrectly. So I got a 0 on that. The Symbols to English quiz, by the way, Symbols to English quiz has the problem that I need to grade it by hand. So the one quiz that you might do, and you come here and you aren't going to see, you're going to see 0 points. You're going to go, why did I get 0 points on it? You'll get 0 points on every problem that you do in the Symbols to English quiz, because those problems cannot be machine graded. So I have to go through and grade them by hand. I'm going to be doing that periodically. I need to set a schedule. I haven't done that yet, so that you can know by what date that has been done, and then I'll announce that it's been done. I'm still working on trying to make it the case that all of your quiz grades also show up for you individually in ReggieNet. Right now, that's still a project because the spreadsheet is getting more and more complicated as I try to make that work. But hopefully, pretty soon, it'll also be the case that for every quiz, not immediately, but after it's been updated by hand by me, you'll be able to go to ReggieNet and see what your quiz score is. Again, that'll be something I'm going to have to do by hand. So I'll make a point of doing it, say, 2 times a week, so that you can keep track of where you are on the quizzes that way also. I think that's everything I had to say. I hope that you're having an okay first week back, and that you're managing the craziness of everything else as well as you can. Okay, bye.